My son has this big display in his Pajero. It's a friggin' massive tablet, an Android head unit. And it's huge. He showed me a few times you can play like YouTube and all that sort of business on there. And that sort of thing doesn't really appeal to me at all. But it did get me thinking about navigation in this. And you may have seen in other videos where I've talked about having a iPad there and running Explore Oz on it. It's a fantastic app. There's a lot of work you've got to do in that app, I think, to get to the end result that you really want, which is fine. But I would like to have a second option there on my head unit to show me other maps, things like new tracks if you use new tracks, or just a topographical map that shows you GPS where you are as well. And there's one that I use on my Android phone that I'd like to be able to have both of those things there, just so that when one's not updating as quickly as another one, you've got two reference points. And if you're doing a fair bit of navigation in your car off-road, you know that I don't think there is a single solution that is absolutely perfect. I don't think there is one. I've had the HEMA display up there and I end up returning it. I've spoken to some of you guys about that, and I've just been using the Explore Oz map app since then. So I tried to work out a way to get my phone mirrored to the screen. And a few months ago, a company reached out to me, and I wasn't really that keen on doing it until I saw Tom's display in his Pajero. And I thought there might be a solution here. They actually asked me about doing a video on my photography channel. It just doesn't make sense. But I've asked them to send one, and if it works, I'll do a video. And if it doesn't, I won't. We're doing a video. So it's a Sony head unit. Down the side here, I've got USB-A and an auxiliary port. These are just like fascia panels, if you like, when I've installed this Sony head unit. Now, this unit here, it's an Ottocast, what's it called? Ottocast Mirror Touch. And you just plug the USB-A into there, and it's going to change the screen. If you do have a unit that's got USB-C there instead, they actually send you a USB-A to USB adapter there. This is the screen that it comes up with, and you've got here, this is going to do a couple of things. It's got Apple CarPlay here, wireless CarPlay. I've gone away from the iPhone, I'm now using Android. This is the first thing that I really don't like about this system. It's only got wireless Apple CarPlay. If I have wireless Android, well, that'd be different again. It does mirror iPhone. I've tested it with iPhone, it works perfectly fine. I use an Android phone, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, and we're gonna go with this Android mirror. So I'm just gonna unlock the phone, and I'm going to hit the button there for that. It's going to ask you to scan some things to make sure it's got different supported models, and we'll talk about that in a second. Now I'm just setting up the phone. There it is. And there you see it's mirrored to the Android. Now I can go left or right here and it's going to work perfectly fine. The good thing about this is if I turn it on its side, there we go, and you can use the screen also to change what your phone is doing, no problem. It's going to keep on changing it to however you want to do it, as in horizontal or vertical. The reason I do like this is this navigation business here. Now I'll use this Australian Topo Maps, and this is actually a pretty bloody good app, and if you've got an Android phone, I would say go and get this. And I can zoom right in here on where we are, and it's going to show you your location all the time live. And if you hit the button, the second from next to the hamburger menu there, that little crosshair icon, it's going to zoom into where you want to know there. It does work really well. So whilst I've got a second, my actual navigation going on over on the left hand side of the car, this here will show you a second alternate view. So it just reconfirms in your mind that you're happy with your geographic location, if you like. Now it is a good unit, but you've got to have a genuine reason to have this. For me, that reason is just to have that second navigational screen. If you've got a bigger screen, you might have kids that you go away with and you sit them in the car and let them watch videos on the head unit. That's fine, it'll work like that as well. What it doesn't do, the thing that I didn't like about it is it doesn't do Android Auto wirelessly like it does for the iPhone. That's a bit of a downside, but if you've got an iPhone, no big deal, and it works perfectly fine with the iPhone in that way. I think that the screen mirroring for the Android is better than what the iPhone is. If you've got an Android phone and it's on a S22 and upwards, you're probably, if you've done screencasting before, you're probably familiar with DeX, Samsung DeX, DEX, and that is the way that Samsung does its mirroring. You can control everything. It's like having its own operating system on a second tablet, and it doesn't do it very well. It does do it, but what I found is that the sound doesn't transfer over, and it was a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest. But just using the mirroring aspect of it, when I say it's a pain in the ass, it's because everything is so small. DeX is designed to use on a computer screen, like a larger screen, or on your television at home, something like that. Whereas on a small little screen like this, the icons are like 5 or 6 millimeters in size. It's unusable in that regard. But as a screen mirror, so get rid of the DeX, don't use DeX, just use screen mirroring, this works really well. The sound works really well, sound comes through the system just fine. So if it had Android Auto wireless, this thing would be pretty bloody sweet for me. In saying that, there are so many apps that are out there that do not work with Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. The developers have, for whatever reason, they haven't adapted the app to work that way. So there's plenty of apps that you're going to have on your phone that you think this is a fantastic navigational app, and you'll find that it doesn't work necessarily with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. And if you are in that situation where you've got an app like what I just showed you there with that topographic map, this may well be the solution that you're looking for. Where Android Auto does work for me perfectly fine, that's what I'll continue to use. It's only when I want to have those two screens with the two maps going on that I will use this. And I will use it, but it's not my everyday use. Anyway guys, that's it for today. I'll catch you later.